Power outages in the United States occur with measurable frequency across all regions. The Energy Information Administration reports an average of 1.3 major outages per customer annually, with duration ranging from 2 hours to multiple days, depending on cause and infrastructure condition. Hurricane-prone coastal regions experience extended outages during storm seasons. Areas with aging grid infrastructure face increased outage frequency during peak demand periods. Winter storm events cause widespread service disruption in regions where ice accumulation affects distribution lines. The immediate disruption, loss of lighting, climate control, and appliance function, represents only the initial cost layer. A cascade of secondary expenses begins accumulating within hours of service interruption. Refrigerated and frozen food begins spoiling after 4 hours without power for refrigerators and 24 to 48 hours for full freezers, depending on door opening frequency and ambient temperature. ATT. Household maintaining $300 to $500 in perishable groceries faces total loss during extended outages. Temporary lodging costs arise when outages extend beyond comfortable habitability thresholds. Hotels during storm events or widespread outages often implement surge pricing, with rates increasing 50 to 200% above baseline. A family requiring 3 nights of hotel accommodation during a winter power outage might incur $400 to $900 in lodging costs, plus restaurant meals replacing home cooking. Productivity disruption creates additional financial impact for remote workers or home-based businesses. Loss of internet connectivity, inability to charge devices, and absence of workspace climate control translate directly to lost income for hourly workers, missed deadlines for contract workers, or business interruption for home-based enterprises. Insurance policies typically exclude business income loss for home-based work unless specific riders have been purchased. These costs accumulate independently of the monthly electricity service fee. Households pay utility companies for power delivery during normal operation, but receive no compensation or cost offset when service fails. The payment structure charges for service availability, not service reliability. I'm James Sullivan. Let's examine how households typically prepare for service disruption. The most common preparedness approach involves purchasing portable gasoline generators. These devices range from 2,000-watt recreational units costing $400 to $800 to 7,000-watt whole-house systems priced at $2,000 to $5,000. Installation requires outdoor placement with weather protection, proper ventilation to prevent carbon monoxide accumulation, and manual starting procedures during each use. Fuel storage presents additional requirements. Gasoline degrades after 3 to 6 months without stabilizer additives, creating ongoing maintenance schedules. Generator operation demands continuous attention during outages. Fuel consumption for a 5,000-watt generator running essential loads averages 0.5 to 0.75 gallons per hour. A 3-day outage requiring 24-hour operation consumes 36 to 54 gallons of gasoline. During widespread storm events, fuel availability becomes constrained as service stations lose power or experience supply depletion. Households must either maintain substantial on-site fuel storage or risk inability to sustain generator operation throughout extended outages. Another approach involves food storage modification and consumption adjustment protocols. Households reduce perishable inventory before predicted storm events, consume refrigerated items first during outages, and minimize door opening to extend cold retention. Some invest in coolers and ice supplies to transfer high-value perishables during power loss. These practices require advanced weather monitoring, rapid response to outage onset, and sustained discipline throughout the disruption period. Battery backup systems for critical devices represent a third preparedness pattern. Uninterruptible power supplies maintain operation for computers, medical equipment, and communication devices during outages. These systems typically provide 30 minutes to 4 hours of runtime, depending on battery capacity and connected load. They address device-level continuity but not household-scale power needs for refrigeration, climate control, or cooking. Insurance riders for food loss and additional living expenses exist, but add recurring premium costs. Coverage typically requires outages exceeding 24 to 48 hours and involves claim filing processes, documentation requirements, and deductibles that may exceed actual losses for moderate duration events. Many households forego this coverage due to premium costs relative to perceived outage frequency. Portable generators introduce ongoing operational friction beyond initial purchase cost. Gasoline engines require seasonal maintenance, oil changes, spark plug replacement, carburetor cleaning, and periodic exercise runs to prevent mechanical degradation during storage periods. Fuel rotation schedules demand attention every 3 to 6 months. Starting procedures during emergency conditions often encounter complications. Cold weather affects engine starting, stored fuel may have degraded despite stabilizers, and infrequently used equipment frequently experiences mechanical failures precisely when needed. The operational noise of gasoline generators, typically 65 to 75 decibels at 20 feet, creates neighborhood impact during widespread outages. Municipal noise ordinances may restrict generator operation during nighttime hours. In dense residential settings, multiple households running generators simultaneously compounds noise levels and exhaust emissions. Some communities prohibit generators, use in certain zoning districts, or during specific hours. Fuel dependency creates a secondary vulnerability. Generator utility depends entirely on gasoline availability and on-site storage capacity. During major disasters affecting regional fuel distribution, generators become inoperable regardless of mechanical condition. The 2021 Texas winter storm demonstrated this pattern. Many households owning generators could not operate them due to fuel unavailability and unsafe indoor operation attempts that resulted in carbon monoxide fatalities. Food storage protocols and consumption adjustments require sustained behavioral modification under stress conditions. During multi-day outages, household attention focuses on immediate comfort and safety concerns. Managing indoor temperature, coordinating family logistics, monitoring weather and utility restoration updates. Maintaining disciplined refrigerator door management and food consumption sequencing degrades as competing priorities accumulate. The protocols work best when most needed but face highest adherence challenges during extended disruptions. Battery backup systems demonstrate clear utility boundaries. A UPS maintaining computer operation for 2 hours provides no assistance after that window closes. Scaling battery capacity to address household-level loads for multi-day outages requires lithium battery banks costing $5,000 to $15,000. Installation complexity, comparable to solar systems, and still faces energy capacity limits without recharge capability during outages. The fundamental limitation is that all these approaches accept service disruption as inevitable and attempt to manage consequences rather than eliminate the vulnerability. Households remain dependent on grid restoration timelines determined by utility company repair capacity, storm damage extent, and infrastructure age, factors completely outside household control. A category of household power systems exists that operates independently of grid service status. These formats provide continuous electricity generation at the household level, functioning during both normal operation and grid outage periods without requiring activation, fuel delivery, or operational intervention. This category includes solar photovoltaic systems with battery storage, allowing continued operation when grid power fails. Small-scale wind turbines in appropriate geographic locations. Micro-hydroelectric systems where property includes water flow. Various electromagnetic and mechanical generation devices designed for continuous household operation. The defining characteristic across this category is that power generation occurs on-site rather than through grid delivery. During outages affecting surrounding areas, households with these systems maintain electrical service continuity. The systems operate on different reliability structures. Their function depends on equipment condition and fuel source availability rather than utility infrastructure status. Implementation approaches within this category vary significantly. Some formats require professional installation, substantial upfront capital, and ongoing maintenance contracts. Others involve smaller-scale devices that integrate with existing household electrical systems through standard procedures. Some maintain grid connection for supplemental power or export capability. Others operate as isolated systems independent of utility infrastructure. Cost structures also vary across the category. Large solar plus storage systems involve $20,000 to $40,000 capital expenditure. Smaller scale generation devices may cost under $500 to $3,000. Maintenance requirements range from annual professional service to periodic owner inspection. Fuel needs span from zero ongoing costs for solar/wind systems to minimal consumable replacement for certain device types. One format within this category involves compact electromagnetic generation devices that operate continuously once installed. These units typically consist of coil assemblies in specific configurations, housed in weather-resistant enclosures comparable in size to portable generators, but without engines or fuel systems. Installation involves positioning the device in a utility area and connecting to household electrical panels through standard wiring. The devices draw power from small input sources, solar panels, battery banks, or parasitic grid connection, and operate silently without combustion, moving parts, or consumable fuel requirements. Maintenance consists of periodic connection inspection rather than engine service, fuel management, or battery replacement. The devices function continuously in background, requiring no activation during outages or operational management during normal use. This format represents one configuration within the broader category of household-level power generation systems. Its appropriateness depends on factors including local electrical codes, installation space availability, household technical capacity, and individual tolerance for self-installation versus professional service. The underlying dynamic, that grid dependency creates financial vulnerability to service disruption beyond monthly electricity costs, operates at the infrastructure level. Utility rate structures charge for service availability while providing no compensation mechanism for reliability failures or consequential losses during outages. Alternative system categories exist across multiple technical approaches and cost structures. Their market presence reflects sustained demand for formats that eliminate grid dependency as a source of both routine costs and emergency vulnerability. Power outage frequency and duration patterns vary by region and infrastructure age, but the economic structure remains consistent. Households bear full financial consequences of service disruptions regardless of cause or duration.